computer. Hey, this is the June 28th release team meeting for Cluster API. We adhere to the Kubernetes Code of Conduct, which essentially means be nice to each other, raise your hands, and genuinely treat others as you want to be treated. So with that, we'll go ahead and jump right into it. I will screen share. So quickly, just want to cover a couple of PSAs I think we're all aware of, but I like to keep this on the front of our list. So the 1.5 beta 0 is out, and then we'll cut another beta release probably next week, assuming changes come in, which we'll watch for. I'm currently in progress of putting together the 1.6 release team. We do have the schedule for 1.6, just so everybody's aware it's out there, which will lead us basically into November 28th is the actual release. So there is a call out for KubeCon that week. So it kind of does push us to an 18-week instead of 17-week cycle, which is what we did this time. I've got right now leads for, I think, release lead, comms lead, and then I'm waiting to hear from the CI lead. But we should be good there. Once I have the leads, then I'll start backfilling team members to help support each of the teams. So I think we cap it at 12, and we've had a few people reach out to say that they would like to be a part of the 1.6 release team. So if there's anybody who you're aware of who might want to do 1.6, let me know. I am reaching out to the 1.5 team just to see if anybody wants to continue on. I know some people want to break, so we'll go that route. So, and then lastly, we have a code freeze on July 11th. So that'll be where we cut the branch for the 1.5 and start, I think, cutting RCs after that. So that's when things start getting real. Outside of that, that is all the PSAs I have. Killian.
Yeah, so this is goes back to this long-standing issue that we inherited from the previous release team about the initial issue was more about getting rid of maintainers or people who have write access to the repo from the release flow. After looking at a couple of things, I don't know, and Joe's been looking at this as well, we don't know if that's going to be really possible or if there's a good way to do that. So we're looking at this tool that Kubernetes uses. I've been following up with Nabarun, who's one of the maintainers. It's called Krell, which is Kubernetes release tool. It's not suitable today for a cat release. It's pretty hard-coded. Nabarun asked me to create an issue around this to see if the community wants to do it. We can assess how much work there is in it. But I think regardless of this, heading into the next release cycle, so by the end of this one, as part of our retro or whatever, we should have, number one, I guess, an assessment of whether or not we can get around this necessity of having a maintainer on the team, or not necessarily, they don't have to be on the team, but if we decide, okay, we've looked at a lot of things, there's no ideal solution here, then we probably need to formalize the maintainer's role. We can call it whatever. We can call it release writer or something like that. And this would be a person who doesn't have to, if they're already on the release team, that's sort of ideal. But otherwise, they wouldn't have to come to weekly meetings, whatever. They just have to make themselves available, or it's their role, I guess, to make themselves available or to ensure that there's somebody else with permissions available for each release day. And that's to do the tags and to cover over the approving the image promotion. Yours is the two main ones. Yeah, and then publishing the draft release, I guess, is the third one. Those are the three items that a writer on the repo needs to do today. So yeah, looking at that stuff might bring it to the community in a couple of weeks, but I'll bring it to this meeting first. when I have an idea. And yeah, we can pass that along as a recommendation. We could also, if we feel strongly enough about it as a team, we could probably try to amend the 1.6 release team to get this formalized ahead of time. But yeah, we need to discuss it here first, discuss it in the community, and then get that through. I don't think it's like, it's not going to be majorly controversial because it's formalizing something that we already had and required. It's more about that we've given up the route of automating this around somebody who has write access to the repo and explaining why that has been a problem.
Yeah, I would agree that for 1.6, the best is a loaded term. The quickest action that we could take is formalizing the maintainer release writer. Like you said, Krell is not there, so it probably won't be there for a while. We could do GitHub Actions, but as Christian, as Killian and I have discussed, some of the GitHub Actions leave a little bit of a security posture that we're not possibly comfortable with. And so one of those is we have to essentially inject GPG into the tagging process to tag the release. And so there are tools to do that, but I'm not sure how the community would feel about that. And so that is probably something, I don't know if we want to bring that up today or if we want to bring that up next week after we kind of formalize it more, Killian. But those are kind of our three options. Like you said, I think the Krell one is just off the table for now, at least halfway through 1.6, maybe they'll be there. But I think the two options right now are going to be maintain release writer or GitHub action with GPG tagging action item. So I don't know if anybody has strong feelings one way or the other or wants to discuss it. Cool. I guess Killian, you and I can kind of, I don't know, formalize it. I don't think I'd feel comfortable bringing it up today because it would just be kind of off the cuff. But I think we could document quickly, like, hey, these are the three options, like we said, and write a quick paper to bring that to the team next week.
Yeah, completely agreed. I think we can probably in the next week get maybe a GitHub issue or something that just has the issues we see with the current process, the issues with moving to whatever different process, and basically the opinion of what we can do now and what we should try to do over the medium term.
Okay. So I'll work on that over the week and just have a quick one pager that we can kind of jot our thoughts down. And my thinking right now is that I'm leaning towards the maintainer release writer, given the security stuff we talked about. But if there's not a concern there, then we could probably do the action item pretty quickly, like within a week kind of thing. So cool. Anything from anybody else? Cool. Yep, like I said, next week will be the beta X of 1.5. I assume it'll be beta 1. I don't know. But we will handle that. Most of the US, I think we have like Noaz on the team, and I'm not sure who else is in the US. Will be on the July 4th Independence holiday. Obviously I'll be around and we can get this out. Does the time that we've been using work for the majority of everybody, or is that too late in your day? This should be a pretty short one, I would assume, as opposed to the one where we did 3. But I want, yep, Killian, sorry.
Just 2 things on that, I guess. So the release day is July 4th?
Yes. So if we go to 5, so we have beta X.
Yeah, I mean, if you can, you should definitely hand that off. It's one release. The release notes will be pretty much the same as last week's release notes. If you can try to hand off the lead tasks to somebody on
Okay.
the lead team, that would be better, because yeah, we don't want you folks working on your holidays. Yeah, so see if you can do that. It's one tag. I think we've got the release notes 95%, 99% probably hammered out. We're only talking about whatever PRs merge in the next 3 days, so it'll be fairly limited, I think.
Okay. Yep, I will be around, but I can do help out. So Peugeot, how do you feel like you want to do that?
Hi, Joe. So I'm not sure about my availability, but I'll ping you back. I'll check my calendar plan. Ping you back on that. Yeah.
Yep. If not, no worries at all. There's I think 1 or 2 other people on the team that we can hand this off to. So
And
if
then
not, again, I'm here. So
on the
I'll
comms
let
team
you know.
side, oh sorry.
No, I'll let you know by max by Sunday.
yeah,
If I
no rush. No rush.
Mm.
Thank you. Killian, I'm sorry. Yep.
Oh, just on the comms team side, Guillermo, are you in the US?
Yeah, I'm in the US, so I'll be off as well. I'm assuming that Nevas will be as well. Johannes probably won't. I think he's in Europe.
He's in Germany, but I'm not sure. He's on PTO at the moment. I'm not sure when he's back.
So Guillermo, do you have the 3rd off, or are you around on the 3rd?
I have the 3rd off as well.
Okay,
yes.
okay, no worries. What I may do is try to generate the notes on the 3rd, and then that way we'll have the notes and we don't have to rely, because I think you're right, a lot of the comms team will be off on the 4th. So
I would propose that we just delay this to the 5th.
okay.
If that's fine with everybody. It'll be Wednesday, so we can do it before or after the community meeting, or start it before, ideally, get the images running, and
Okay.
then after the community meeting we can polish it off. Yeah, it's a beta release, there's no problem moving it one day. I think national holiday is a reasonable reason.
Let's see, Joe, bring this up in office hours. Okay, not office house. Wow. Okay. So I'll bring this up in office hours to see, as long as the community doesn't push back, I think that's fair. And we'll bring it up on the 5th. I will make a quick PR to the schedule to make that happen. So I didn't realize how many US centric folk. All right. Anything else? Cool. Awesome. Yes.
Yeah, I just forgot. I was gonna add to agenda. I'm gonna bring it up today in office hours. What we talked about yesterday about requiring an area label in PRs. So everyone is aware. If you wanna, chime in and participate in the conversation, I'll bring it up later in the community meeting.
Perfect. Awesome. Push back 5 beta X. All right, cool. I just had to take a quick note for me. Anything else? Unless there's anything else, we'll end it here. Awesome. Thanks, everyone.